So one of the things that I wanted to talk about this morning is, well, first of all, hello. I'm so glad to see you. I've been out of town for a while. I learned a lot about my business, and it's always so refreshing to leave and then come back feeling a little bit recharged. This morning, I had a conversation with a client that I think it speaks to all of us who are in business and who really need to buy things, and when we buy things about things that we don't know a lot about, sometimes it can get like a little bit overwhelming and we just start throwing money at a project. And so I think at least me and my friends, we call it shiny object syndrome. It's that, you see the next shiny object, like squirrel, and then you go after it, right? And you spend a bunch of money for something you may not even use, right? And I think it's important to pause and reflect. And I want to talk a little bit about things that I do that kind of help with shiny object syndrome, some of which are just, I still am working on it, so this isn't something I've perfected. But some things to consider before you make a big leap into buying something, particularly around technology or marketing, because those tools tend to be kind of expensive, and there's some thought that goes into it. So one of the things that I did, I was looking at my credit card bill and I'm like, how did this happen? This is crazy, and so I went through my entire credit card statement, and then I went into my PayPal, what's coming out every month, and I just did a cleaning house. I had a hard talk with myself, and I said, wow, okay, am I really using this? And if the answer was no, or if I'm not using it very often, then I had to ask myself why. Am I not using this because it's not useful to me? Am I not using it because I don't get it? Am I not using it because I forgot about it? And I went through and I cleared out a ton of expenses. I just, annual agreements, things that were coming up, all kinds of stuff, and I cleaned it out. And then I looked at the apps for things, especially for me around money. I love technology and I love helping people, but show me some numbers and I'm ready for a nap. And I really just don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about the financial part always. So I was looking at my invoicing software and my billing software, and I was able to make some decisions around that. And I think I saved. I think when I calculated it out, it was about $1,000 or something like that. And then I made a pact with myself about, if I'm not using something, then I'm not going to keep it. And then before I let something new in, something else has to go. Kind of like that cleaning your house thing, and that's worked really well. I do think that I'll be going through my finances, quarterly and looking at my credit card bills and statements to see, if any new shiny objects came in. And that tends to happen for me because I love technology. So I tend to look at the apps and just think, wow, I just really want to try that, The good news is that for many applications, if you want to try it, there is a trial period. So I suggest adding, if you want to try something, make sure they have a trial period, make sure that you then cancel it if you're like, oh, holy crap, this is not something that I want, I'm not going to use this. And so in terms of my friend and client, I said, well, she's just getting out of a big agreement, and it is... it's a good time when you get out of an agreement, and especially if it's expensive, to pause and reflect and think about the good things and the bad things and what you would like to do to really move your business forward. What's working, what's not working, and maybe refill the coffers a little bit. Think about the things that you want to learn. Think about the things that are easy for you, the things that you're just jazzed about learning, and then think about how much your time is worth. Sometimes it's easier to hire somebody to help you with stuff, and sometimes you can just take a great Udemy course and really just knock it out, and then you don't need to hire somebody. And so I would suggest doing that. The other thing I want people to be aware of is there are a lot of scams out there. There are a lot of people who say, oh, in 5 days you're going to be a millionaire, or here, click this link and join this program. I love this program. And actually, the Federal Trade Commission has issued, I think, a warning and a new guidance, which is that if you have affiliate links, if you use affiliate links, then you have to let people know. What a lot of people do is they say, wow, this program is great. Here, use this software. The most common one that I see is, use Bluehost and get WordPress and use this hosting. And, the people making these recommendations, they may love it, but the links in their blog are also affiliates. So everybody who clicks on it, who buys a service, that person's getting money. And not everybody is upfront about that. The people who are upfront about it, I think you just feel better about it. And so before signing up for a service or going on to the next shiny object because you've heard it's just the best thing in the world, I really suggest, going in and doing the trial, doing it yourself, doing some research, finding out what works best for you, because a lot of things are touted to be so great, but then when you go in and actually try to use it yourself, it might not make sense to you. Or when you try to actually use it with your website, maybe your website isn't compatible with that. And so one of the ways to really reduce your costs and to really think about, especially around technology, is, what do I really use? What is part of my marketing plan? What is part of my sales plan? What's really going to drive people in to my business? What's going to help people convert? And those are the things to focus on. And think about the tools that you already have in your toolkit. If you have a website, are you asking people to sign in and join your email list? And then after you get that email, what are you doing with it? If your website or your Facebook are just sort of like set and forget, those are powerful tools, and those are things that you can use to really leverage your marketing and your conversion rate, which is the people who go from checking your website to actually using it. So what I want to really encourage you to do is go through, look at your tools, analyze how much the stuff is costing you and whether it's actually worth it, and then spend a little time in reflection and looking at your business plan. If you don't have one, set one up, and your marketing plan. And then setting up a technology plan as well. Like, where do you expect to be and what tools do you need for that? And then really following that. That will save you thousands of hours in time and literally thousands of dollars in money. And I can tell you that's true because that's what I did and it works. So anyway, this is kind of long, but just wanted to share, and I hope you're having a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.